pretty sure Valentine's Day was like
the last.
The last. 'Cause who cares? So
you love me, I love you. We're here. We're doing it.
Yeah.
Also, like, you shouldn't show love to your partner once a fucking year.
No, but it is like, hey babe, it's Valentine's Day, so we.
You get the blowjob.
I don't even want the blowjob.
That's not true. You want the blowjob.
You always want the blowjob, but
that's what I'm saying.
But you know, other things are also just as fun. So take the lead, yeah, we taking charge. Mama, dad, the matriarch and patriarch. That's gonna have to do us part. Damn, my family got my heart 100 exclamation marks. You know I'ma raise the bar. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the first episode of Raise the Bar podcast. My name is Bret Green, and this is my lovely wife.
Hi, I'm Marlene.
There you go. You might know me. I go by Dad Got Bars as well, so you're probably like, who the hell is Bret Green? I have such a strong female audience that I wanted to bring in the female who I love more than anybody in this world.
Aww,
and kind of get a female perspective and more so like a relationship perspective. Got approached by a producer on a podcast who also is a friend of mine who I've known for a long time, and he was like, hey man, I love what you're doing with the whole Dad Got Bars thing. The music videos and the touching on certain topics is really cool, but I feel like there's a lot more meat left on the bone, is what he liked to say. And he's like, I really think it'd be cool to have you and your wife sit down and do like some long form stuff and really get into some of these, you know, instead of a minute and a half song about a C-section, like why don't we sit down and actually talk about the person who went through it and not just, you know, my perspective or IVF or anything like that. So this is not an advice show. I'm not here to act like some expert and tell you how to raise your kids or how to support your wife or anything like that. I'm here to share my experience. We're here to share our experience. If we can encourage you, that'd be amazing, because that's kind of the whole point. I want people to feel seen, feel heard, feel like, damn, I've never heard somebody say that way before, or like, there's something so special about when you hear somebody else has gone through what you're going through, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm not alone. And we never really are, but it's easy to think we are, because we're all, you know, the world revolves around each and every one of us. We talk about all the time. There's a lot of fluff.
Yeah.
A lot of like curated, well manicured podcasts, conversations about marriage, about parenting. And after we had our first born
kidney,
who's 4 now.
Yep.
I remember on the way home from the hospital, we felt so unprepared to be parents. And I remember Marlene saying, why doesn't anybody talk about this shit? Like the real shit, like the shit in myself during delivery, the tears during, it's just all the things that are like not glamorous at all. Changing topics, Valentine's Day is around the corner.
Yes.
A holiday that we don't really give a fuck about.
No. No, we don't.
A lot of people make a really big deal out of Valentine's Day, though.
Yeah.
I think people that are just like dating and like in the like early stages of like, I still shave my pussy every time, and like, you know what I mean? Like, I think Valentine's Day is for those people. You know what I mean? The like, I haven't quite farted in front of her yet.
Gosh.
Nah, we don't play that game. But it is a lot of pressure. But I remember vividly. For some people, honestly, I don't feel it with you, and I think it's because we got what they call true love, and so I don't feel like I need to like impress you with like, love you too, baby. I don't feel like I need to impress you. Still, if you're doing sign language at me, it's not gang signs, it's sign language.
No, sign language, we do it with
kidney
all the time.
But I felt like I didn't need to, and I still feel this way. But even when we first started dating, because we'd only been dating for like a month.
Yeah.
And then we had our first Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, I've never really been a big Valentine's Day guy. You go and you do like the preset menu at some fancy restaurant, and it's not even like food you want, and it's super expensive.
Yeah, no thanks.
And so I was like, hey, what do you want to do for Valentine's Day? And you were like, I really don't care. And I was like, oh, that's a green flag. Like, she's not a. And so I remember I came over and I cooked.
Yeah.
And you gave me my first blowjob on Valentine's Day.
Did I? You always remember these
Valentine's Day 2017. Yeah, it was a good time. Well, I remember being like, it had been a month, and I'm like, is this girl just like not gonna?
It's because I don't No.
You don't
'Cause
suck on the first date?
Fuck no. You better be dope if I'm sucking your dick.
But okay? This is I love the direction this is going.
Do we though?
I think so.
Okay.
So what is so special, woman? Inform this man. What is so like sacred about a blowjob? Is that like say you save that for boyfriends?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I
Tell
do.
me. Some women certainly don't.
Some women don't.
Certainly.
But for me, I do. But I was always more of like on the conservative side when it came to intimacy.
Okay, that's good.
That's
good. I like that. We've never had to talk about the number, and I don't think we have to. I feel like you're probably at a good like a 6, maybe. You probably been with like 6. I was number 7.
Yeah.
Something
Lucky
like
number
that.
7.
Something like that.
Yeah. And so I feel like it's just intimate, I feel, I don't know. It's like, I mean, I also think it's just as intimate, like, a girl getting eaten out, but I know men don't feel that way. So,
No, it's different strokes for different folks. But yeah, that was a magical evening. Our first Valentine's Day. So we don't really subscribe to that, and we still don't. And I remember one time you and I had this conversation because I was like, let's put these holidays in order.
Yes, who told you that? Someone like gave you that advice to do that. Was it like a therapist?
Yeah,
maybe from like your ex-wife or something.
No, it was probably.
What was that face for?
You'd have to bring that up.
Well, I mean, it's the truth.
Yeah, I was married. I was married
okay.
for about this long, very young, and it prepared me for this life. But anyway, somebody along the road, somebody gave me this advice. They said, "Hey, why don't you ask your wife, like, hey, I want you to rank these holidays so I know like which ones am I really supposed to like prepare for and go hard on." And it was Christmas, birthday, and wedding anniversary, dating anniversary, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, and then Mother's Days.
Which ones? Not in what? And that's my
no,
that's
and then
not my order.
no, and then it's like, hey, I asked Marlene, I'm like, give these to me in order, and I don't remember, so let's do it right now if you don't mind.
You don't remember? The whole point is that you
5.
remember these things. No, there's 6.
Because I did dating anniversary and wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
Okay, so all 6. Let me say them one more time. So it's your birthday, dating anniversary, wedding anniversary, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first number 1 for you, I believe, was Mother's Day.
Yes, after I gave birth. Yeah.
So
Mother's Day is most important.
Most important to you is Mother's Day.
Yes.
Second most important, I believe, was it's either wedding anniversary or Christmas. Christmas.
I love.
Well, I know you love Christmas, and then what? Wedding anniversary.
Yes, because it was wedding anniversary. Because for birthdays, I'm like, I only care about like the milestone birthdays, like all the birthdays in between. Like it's we don't need to do much. I'm not.
And I'm pretty. But long story short, I'm pretty sure Valentine's Day was like
the last.
The last. Who cares? So
you love me, I love you. We're here. We're doing it.
Yeah.
Also, like you shouldn't show love to your partner once a fucking year.
No, but it is like, hey babe, it's Valentine's Day, so we.
You get the blowjob.
I don't even want the blowjob.
That's not true. You want the blowjob.
You always want the blowjob, but
that's what I'm saying.
But other things are also just as fun. So yeah, it's changed. I guess the question is, has it changed? Has Valentine's Day changed for us since we got married or since we've had kids? And for us, I don't think so. Because I think a lot of people, like, again, going back to what I said.
Here's what's changed on Valentine's Day.
It's about
kid name.
No. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I
take it out, and that is a priority. We make sure that you have that day planned with her, whatever you guys are doing. Yeah. And what do you do every year?
Gotta go feed the ducks.
Feed the ducks.
I've taken my daughter for 4 years now. I've taken her on Valentine's Day. I go and I pull her out of school early, and it falls on a weekday, which it has each time. I think.
Yeah. I don't.
Maybe that's not right. Don't quote me on that. Someone out there with a calendar is like, "Hold on, asshole! 2021 Valentine's Day was on a Saturday," but
she wasn't born yet. I
take 22. I take her, and I gotta find a new tradition now, because I would take her to this little park in Encino, in California, and we'd get our little red shirts on, her little red dress, and her little
buy her
boots, and I'd get her
flowers
flowers.
and
And
a little
the
lovey.
first time we went, she was like 8. What would she be, like 8 months old? Something like that. She was like 8 months old, and I remember I brought like a pouch and like some little like tiny little snacks and some flowers and a card, and she was just like just old enough to kind of like sort of
Smile and laugh.
think it was cool. Oh, I remember the first year we went. I had
they-
this whole idea. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna take her to go feed the ducks.
Yeah.
It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be this great day." I get there,
They were
and like
closed.
they're closed. They're not open on Tuesdays. And I was like, I called you and I was like, babe, they're not even open. Like what?
You remember?
And
You were so heartbroken.
I was so bummed. And the nice thing is they had like a chain link fence. And I was like, oh, we'll just have the date on the outside of the chain link fence. And then we started throwing the feed
Yeah,
to the,
you
to
were
the ducks.
so glad.
And there were like 100 of these ducks, and they were aggressive. And I was like, my little 8-month-old daughter, if she was in there, she would have been so overwhelmed and so
Yeah,
scared. And I was like,
yeah,
oh, this is good.
yeah.
For the first year, let's put a little fence between us.
See, it all works out great.
But you're right. I have totally made Valentine's Day, which is great because it's so low on your totem pole.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I would rather that anyways.
I'll put it up for her. And so I always try to take her on a date. And so now this year, and she knows, she remembers, she's like, yeah, we go do the ducks every year on Valentine's Day. So
Yeah.
this year
You
I
better
gotta
find some
find
fucking
I gotta
ducks.
find some fucking ducks in Nashville. If anybody's got the hookup on some ducks in Nashville, holler at your boy because my girl's expecting ducks.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is, I know that like Valentine's Day is like very much low on the priority, but I think there's still an element of like, it would be nice to be acknowledged on the day.
100%.
Like, I don't
Get
give a
your
shit
girl
about, like, don't get me a gift.
your
I
girl
don't
a
need to
card.
go out to dinner. I don't need any of that. But just like,
some flowers.
yeah, flowers. I mean, you know me and flowers. Like, I love flowers.
She loves flowers.
I love flowers.
When we first started dating, I remember our first date was incredible. Our first date was like 8 hours.
Yeah.
With the whole day.
fun.
Raced back to my place. It was so funny. We were in like Santa Monica, or like Venice area, and I look up at the sky and I'm like, ooh, the sun's going down. I was like, I got this rooftop and we could catch the sunset and it could be amazing. So we raced back to my place. Sure enough, we missed the sunset, and so I'm looking like a total idiot. So I'm like, well, I guess we can just hang out in my room. And we ended up just like listening to music and chatting, and then we made out for 10 minutes. And you left, and that was it. That's all we did. Just some kissing.
Sure, yeah,
and
that's all
I
you
remember my pillow smelled like you, and I was like, oh, I'm sold. Like, I'm hooked. I was like, I need her back. And I remember on our first date, you had told me that you loved peonies or peonies, depending how you say it, the flower, right?
It's
And
my
they
favorite
were in
flower.
season, and I knew where you worked. And so the next day you went to work, and I called a flower shop and asked if they had peonies, and I got as many as I could, and I had them sent to work. And I was like, this is so bold. Because we met on Bumble.
Yep.
We met on a dating app, which I know Bumble is like, it's not Tinder. It's not like we're just looking to fuck, but like a dating app is kind of like, I don't really know this person. Like I might be trying to hook up with them, and like, who knows? But I was like, I made my intentions very clear from the jump. I was like, nope, I really like you. You told me your favorite flower, and I said, you told me where you work. I'm sending them. And it was a little bit of a risk, because you could have been like, which would have been so sad, but you could have been like, what a weirdo. Why do you send me flowers?
Yeah, but like the vibe that we had on the first date.
Yeah.
Didn't.
You knew.
Well, yeah, because we did the first date. Wait, because that's actually not the story. Because we did the first date, then we had a quick gap in between, and then we hung out together the second time, and that lasted like 2 days. Remember, I called in sick.
Oh, that's
to stay
right.
in bed with you, and we just like stayed in bed all day and laughed. And, all the fun.
Those first like three days of knowing somebody, and I think it's because.
And then at the first day I went back to work, you sent me the flowers.
That's right.
Yeah, it was very cute.
I think those first couple of days of knowing you, and it's so cliche, but like, you hear it all the time when they're like, when you know, and it just was one of those moments where like you just knew.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Me too.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my gosh, this girl is so cool and she seems like she's got her life together, and she's gorgeous. I'm like, I think that she might even like me. I think she likes me as much as I like her, and she might even like me more than I like her, which I don't think that's possible, but it was just like this crazy, like, I can't believe this is happening kind of thing. And so we tell people all the time, like, even like your younger brother who's dating right now, we're like, dude, if you got to convince yourself, or if you're kind of like, yeah, she's cool, but like, I don't know, we'll see. You're like, oh, then that's not the person for you. If you're like on some like, we'll see, or I don't know, like, nah, that's not usually how it goes. And, but it's funny because when you look back on how it was when we first started dating, like how intentional it was, and like how excited you were, like driving over to the other person's house to go see them.
Yeah, packing a bag, doing the overnight.
And then you think about it now, having
your underwear, all the things.
Yeah, like matching your underwear and your bra, like that's intentional. And so, but now when you look back on it, or like you look at how we date, having been together for almost 10 years now, it's a little bit different. Like the bra and underwear don't match anymore.
Not often.
No.
It's like, what's clean?
You know what I mean? Like the waxing that went bye years ago, which is fine. I'm not.
It's really summertime.
No,
really,
it's cool. It doesn't have to be bald. It's fine.
Sometimes you don't even like it bald.
I like it any way you keep it, baby.
Oh my gosh.
But like now we date. Like we had a date the other night where I was like, we had an incident in our home. We were selling our house, and we had candles lit to make the house smell nice. We literally had people coming over.
It was a showing.
It was a showing with our realtor.
Showing that in a couple hours.
I was downstairs, and I went up to our bedroom where there was a candle, and the candle was just completely on fire. It was like a fire. It was a fire like 6 feet tall.
Fucking scary. I wasn't even there.
How the fuck did this happen?
Yeah.
And so I'm like trying to put it out, and anyway, long story.
But this is funny. Just for a second, I know we're derailing on this topic, but what did you do? What did you do when you saw the fire?
I yelled down to you.
No, you called me.
Oh, I did call you because you were in the garage.
Yes, and you said,
bring up some baking soda.
Babe, can you come upstairs and bring baking soda? The candle's on fire. But he was so calm and collected when he told me this. Now, one thing you must know about Bret James Green is that sometimes he'll be like, hey, babe, can you come upstairs? I need some help. And then I'll go up there, and then he just makes out with me. And like, or he'll be like, oh, babe, I really need this over here. Did you find that? I think I need to help you. And he'll come, and then he'll just like grope me or make out with me. So
or I'll pull you in the laundry room. I'll be like, hey, babe, can you help me in the laundry room real quick while like the house is full of family? And
so the kids are looked after. So like the fact that he said that, I was like, oh, he's just trying to like smack ass and like make out. So I didn't really rush it when it actually was fucking happening.
Where the fuck are you with that baking soda? We need to put this fire out. So long story short, we don't do candles anymore.
No candles.
Getting back to the date that we do. So, because we've got kids, and I'm like, we're not going anywhere. So let's just have a date here at home in the house. And so I get these little what are they, like the tea
battery
light
lights,
things. But instead of the candles, they just the battery operated ones, right? And they like flicker, so they kind of look like lights. And I set them up all over our bedroom.
Yeah, you
and
did.
Put a little. There's a Pandora station. It's called You Up, and
like the text message.
Yeah, it's a great station. I highly recommend it if you're looking for something
if you're
to get
into
down
like
to.
that like R&B.
It's like R&B hip hop kind of like
It's
sexy
like,
music.
Yeah.
Like it's Chris Brown and Trey Songz.
Yeah,
and
it's like that
Genuine
era.
and all these great like R&B
so
artists.
Good.
And so if you're looking for something to make love to your wife to, check out You Up on Pandora. You Up ? So I got You Up radio playing. I got all the little tea lights twinkling. And I got the heating pad on for you.
Yeah,
I'm just like, she's
cold
always cold. At that point, I
cold.
jacked up the thermostat to like 76.
So thoughtful.
Well, I also don't want the excuse of like, oh babe, I don't want to take my clothes off. I'm cold.
Yeah,
so I'm like, no,
sometimes I am really cold.
Crank that thermostat
it's cold
up.
Here.
Right? I'm sweating my ass off, but I'm like, doesn't matter. Anything to get what I want.
Oh gosh.
So, and then I also ordered Indian food.
You did.
We had not had Indian food since moving here to Nashville.
We love
and so I found
Indian
a spot, and I was like, babe, I got Indian food on the way. You gotta see the bedroom. I got twinkly little lights going. I got You Up radio playing. I got the heating pad. I got the toy charged.
Yeah.
I got all the shit.
And you said, I'm gonna give you a massage.
Oh, I did. I gave you a massage.
A good massage.
That's a. Honestly, I feel like that's kind of the same fucking vibe as when we first started dating. It was like we didn't go anywhere. we didn't go on a fancy date. We
always
stayed
ordered
in.
Indian or Thai. We stayed in.
So I guess
Candles, real candles.
To answer my question, like, no, I guess we really haven't changed much. But that's so cool.
Well,
though,
if it doesn't happen as often, like that's not.
Yeah,
like,
that's not every day.
That is not a regular situation.
No, I tried it again 2 nights later because I was like, that worked. What if I just, instead of having to go get a lighter and light all these candles, I'm like, what if I just like turn some of these little battery operated candles on? It's amazing what a couple little candles does to a woman.
It's relaxing. You walk in, I'm like, oh, this is so cute. And you drew me a bath the other night.
I did. I drew you a bath.
And I was like, what did I say? I was like, babe, I have so much work to do. So like, if we're going to do this, like, let's do this quick. And if I take a bath, I'm going to be too relaxed. I won't be able to do work after.
I can't help it. I'm romantic. I don't know what to do. But
but you're not always super romantic.
You can't be romantic all the time.
You used to be so romantic all the time. And like now it's just harder. We have kids and like
I was trying to make sure you weren't gonna, leave me or cheat on me or something. I don't know.
Well, what the fuck now? You think you just get me because you got me?
We're married, aren't we? I don't think you're going.
Yeah, but
I can say the same for you.
I'm still a prize.
Same.
I know.
I can say the same about you.
Huh?
Don't get lazy.
I don't get lazy.
Lazy bones.
Never.
We
kind of date the same.
We kind of date the same.
Married,
but
married for 6 years.
But now we do. We're in a new city. We're in Nashville now, and so we're just kind of learning the city and kind of learning where the good restaurants are and stuff. And every now and then, I'm like, I don't love going out and spending $250 on a dinner, but sometimes it's an experience and it's fun and it gets you out of the monotony of just like being at home every night. And so, I think it's necessary to get out and go to a nice restaurant. Just for the experience too.
I think what we don't do enough of are experiences. Like,
we haven't been on vacation in 7-8 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say we
don't do that.
No, but even like local experiences, like I feel like we should do better about like going on dates that are a little bit more intentional, like a paint night or a bowling night or
pottery.
Like pottery. I mean,
that
like
shit's expensive.
But see, this is. Every time I'm like, we should go on a date, this is the thought. It's expensive. And it is expensive, but I also feel like if you're not doing it all the time, like it's still nice to take care of each other and like help
can't put a price on romance. I mean, you literally can.
You can.
But no, I agree with you. I think there was I forget what the rule or who made this rule up, and I personally think it's stupid. It's the 7-7-7 rule, which is every 7 days you go on a date with your wife or spouse, right? Every 7 days you go on a date with your spouse. Every 7 weeks you go on a day trip with your spouse, and then every 7 months you go on a vacation. And my only question for you is, what the fuck do you do for work that you can afford all these dates and all these trips?
And also like, you must have a village around you to like constantly be able to be with your kids while you go and be able to have a day trip and an overnight trip like every 7 months. Like
so you're saying
that's wild.
Well, every 7 weeks is 2 months basically, right? So you're saying every two months we're going on a day trip, and then every 7 months we're going on a vacation. So I don't know. That seems like a lot. That seems aggressive. Would I like to do it? It sounds fucking awesome. But I think let's be realistic here. Like most people, like you're saying, most people don't have the village to be able to even do that.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna go on this every 7 months vacation, and you take your kids. Okay, it's not. There goes the romance, because now you're just you're.
Well, I think you're saying you go on a
children.
vacation without your children.
But look at people, like, we know, so how many people do we know that like live in a town and they're like, we don't have any family that live here. And more than anybody, like most parents, especially millennial parents, they're not leaving their kids with a babysitter.
No.
Maybe for a night, and even that, I'm like, we've never left our kids with somebody that's not in our family.
No.
And
we don't even really let her do overnights with family.
No, even that, or even like when we have men stay with us, and I'm talking like your dad, your brother, family who we love and trust and we know would never do anything to our kids. When we go to bed, we go in and we get our daughter and we bring her to bed with us.
Yep.
And it's not maybe some people would say that's paranoid. But I know it's the reason why we'll never let our kids go over and do sleepovers at somebody else's house is it just takes like one instance, one short little instance that can change your kid's life forever. And nothing terrifies me more. And so I will never allow my kid to be in that situation. And I know we are in lockstep with this.
This shit got really fucking deep, by the way.
No, I know.
I thought we were talking about dating each other.
Total switch up. But like, you have to protect your kids. And
always.
And I just,
and I don't give a fuck if it hurts your feelings or it makes you feel weird that like you're like, or you think like, why would you want to take your kid to your room? You know, I'm not going to do anything. You know, I would protect her. It's like, that's nice, but.
We told them straight up. I was like, oh, by the way, like, and I didn't want to make anybody feel bad, but I was like, oh yeah, we bring Eliana to bed every night. And they're like, oh, you do? And we're like, yeah, and it's nothing against you. It's just that you're a man. And so, sorry.
I don't know. You just, it gives, if it does anything, it gives us peace of mind.
For sure.
And we know that she's safe. And, I really don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. So
no, I don't care either. And especially when it comes to like the sleepover stuff, like you want to go to your friend's house that's having the sleepover and do the movie and the dinner and the popcorn and the pillow fights and all that fun stuff. That's so amazing. Fun. And then come midnight, cool, coming to pick you up. You're coming home. You're not sleeping there. Yeah. And it's and they will just know that. And it's funny because maybe these older parents always laugh at us. They're like, oh, you're not going to give your kid a cell phone until they're like 16, 18. Good luck with that. Or, oh, you're not going to do sleepovers. Yeah, we'll see. And I'm like, no, like if I say some shit, I mean it. And that's what I love. We had these conversations before we ever even considered getting married.
I feel like this is the part of dating that a lot of people skip. I think a lot of people think dating is like the romantic things, the sex life, the intimacy, the all of that stuff. But like dating also is having these real conversations about future plans and future, things you're going to run into.
Even just like we talked ad nauseum, and not ad nauseum because it didn't make me want to throw up, but we talked a lot about what type of parents we would be, because we both have nieces and nephews and who were young at the time, and we're like, yeah, how do you think you're gonna parent, or how would you handle this situation? Or we would see our siblings handling our nieces and nephews in a way where we were like, okay, it's not my kid, but that's not how I would have done it, or I probably would have punished them a little more than that, or I would have maybe done this, or I loved when they did that. I thought that kid deserved it. That kid was being a little punk or whatever.
Right.
And we just realized that we were very much on the same page, which I think you're right is important. And it just sounds like hell to me to be with somebody like raising kids together and like not share the same values, or like not, or that whole like, oh, go ask your dad, or like mom said I couldn't, but I'll go ask dad. And then like, you're not on the same page. Like you're just confusing the hell out of your kid, but also you're just like constantly undermining your partner.
I have a question for you.
What's up?
So when we talk about like how it was in the beginning when you're dating, right? In the beginning when you're dating, you're learning things about each other, right? Now being like coming up on 9 years and 2 weeks together, dating anniversary, we know a lot about each other. I think we still find little things about each other from our past that like we're like, oh shit, But
like the time you hooked up with a guy in the NBA, that was so random. Why'd you tell me that?
I don't even remember how it came up. We were like talking about it with someone else, I think,
and I was like, was he like a
he starts to ask questions.
Was he like a point guard, or was he like a really good shooter, or was he more of like a dunker kind of guy? Like was he like really big,
or
was
he?
I was like, wait, never mind. I don't want to know. But yeah, that was one of the things I found out about you later in life, which I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, you literally, I think that was like this last year you found that out.
Yeah, I didn't love it. But yeah, you do find, for sure. We do, and we do our best to not talk about that shit, because I don't want to know who you've dated and what. No, you grew up in LA. I'm like, I don't want to know if you dated, Chris Brown or Miles Teller, or I'm just saying random celebrity names right now. Sorry to both of you guys. They're like, well, how did I get thrown under the bus here? What the fuck?
Oh my God. They don't give a shit, babe. They don't care. They know it ain't true. So anyways, but my point is that like, after being together for 9 years, you know, our date nights aren't quite what they used to be, right? Because like when we have time to like sit with each other and talk adult things, we mostly talk about the kids.
Yeah. Or we'll be at dinner and like have the Nanit camera pulled up. And it's like, oh, I wonder what the kids are doing. Okay, they're sleeping.
They're sleeping. Okay, so dating for 9 years, right? Like, what do you think are the types of things that we could do, me and you, like, to help us on date nights to feel a little bit more romantic that doesn't require at the end of it? Like, it's okay if it leads there, but like, let's be real. Like, as a woman, I'm very more like, you know, I like the intellectual things and like all of that. So like,
you're so intellectual. When's the last time you read a book?
Book club a year ago.
Not an audio book. Read a book.
I read the fucking book.
You didn't read the fucking.
Yes,
book.
I did.
You read every
the
page of the book.
Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Best book ever.
Anyways,
please
so
answer
intellectual.
my question.
So your question was, what can we do as a couple to be romantic that doesn't lead to sex?
Not romantic, but just like a date night. Like, how can we date each other where it's not like the candles and the massage and the bath.
Like how, the overly
like
romantic,
a date night. Like what could be a date night
shit
for us? Yeah. Like realistically on a regular basis.
We used to always love to play Scrabble.
We do love to play Scrabble. Okay.
Like a glass of wine or a bottle, whatever. A bottle of wine
with
and
Sahone.
Radio, another great Pandora station.
Yes.
We are not sponsored by Pandora yet. And so we would throw on some show music.
Okay.
Have a bottle of wine and do Scrabble.
Yes.
Shout out to me real quick. For Christmas, what did I put in your stocking?
This year?
Yeah. It was a bottle of red wine.
My wine.
I can't remember. So we went to this really fancy dinner.
I thought it was a game, and I was like, "Did he put a fucking game in my stocking?"
No, we went to this fancy dinner, and she's funny when we go to restaurants. She'll be like, "I think I'm gonna sample some wines." I'm like, "God damn it, not again, babe! Just pick a fucking wine," because she'll
like
sample.
A free wine tasting.
She'll sample like 6 wines, and I know what the answer is gonna be. The guy comes back, he's like, "So, what'd you think?" She's like, I didn't love any of them, and I'm like, every single time. And so when we went to dinner this like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, or whatever it was, I was like, all right, listen, man, she likes it sweet. She doesn't want it dry. She wants it to have no body, no legs on the glass. She wants grape juice that can get her like a little bit of a buzz. You got anything like that? And he's like, I got you. And he comes back with this great glass of wine, and she loves it. And so and
it was so fucking bomb.
Being the G that I am, I'm like, I clocked it. I was like, is it en route?
Yeah, because he was like, because I asked him, I was like, yo, where's my wine or something? Or I asked him, like, did you get my wine? He goes, oh yeah, it's en route. Or no, he said the wine that I had, he was like, it was en route. I was like the wine's en route? Or he's like, no, that's the name of the wine. No,
that's the name of it. It's called en route. And so I was like, I'm going to find this wine. I
almost opened it tonight.
And I'm glad you didn't. I found this bottle of wine, and I was like, I got it. Yes, this is the perfect stocking stuffer.
Okay, so is this a date night?
And then I'm just just wrapping up a quick story.
Oh, okay, cool.
And so I find this wine, and I'm like, the perfect stocking stuffer, and I go to pay for it, and they're like, okay, the grand total is going to be $85. I was like, $85 fucking dollars for a bottle of wine? Are you kidding me right now? But I'm like, I've already committed to the bid. This is the only good thing that I've got in the stocking right now. And so I bought it.
Thank goodness
and so
the
now,
new house came with a wine cooler, wine
right?
fridge.
So now we're waiting. We're waiting on a good opportunity for some good wine. So maybe some Scrabble and some wine. So
okay.
I think you're right though. I think that not everything has to be this like lovey-dovey romantic thing. Like no, we should even just going for a walk or something. You know what I mean?
But like, do you remember I was showing you that one story or something, and I was like, how cute is it when the guy's like, Go get dressed. We're going to go to Starbucks, and then we're going to stop at Target.
And go do all the shit that she wants to do?
All the shit that she loves to do, which is like all the shit that I love to do.
We're going to go spend a bunch of money. Do you want to go?
It's not spending the money. Sometimes I go places and I don't buy anything.
No, I know. What do I love to say?
Women be shopping.
Women be shopping.
All right.
Well, listen, whatever you end up doing, I hope you have a fantastic Valentine's Day, whether you're going to shave your or not. If it's going to be one of those nights, I hope it's great. I hope if you're dating a girl and you just started dating, I hope she gives you that first blowjob. And most
How
importantly,
about just some love on your kids?
yeah, I hope you talk about.
We didn't even talk about what
kid name
he's gonna do for me for my first Valentine's Day with him.
We're gonna get to that next time.
Oh, man.
That's all the time we got for Raise the Bar.
All
We love you guys. Thanks for watching, and stay safe. Or get some.